What's up, y'all? It's your boy Bz, and we coming at y'all with a quick general message. I was gonna do all signs, but I think I'm gonna do the all signs like maybe Sunday or later tonight if I have some time. I'm just do a quick collective, or I'll do a quick collective, or I'll do a sign. So just let me see what energies come up, and we'll go from there. So I'm hearing change was the lesson. So if you've been going through some changes, or if you've been like making new choices or decisions to change, I feel like that was supposed to happen, or like that was part of your mission, or that was part of something that you needed to do, was to change something. I'm not really getting specifically too much of what you needed to change, but that's just what I'm getting, the general coming out. Like, the goal was for you to change something, or do something differently, or finally take a different route, and I feel like you're doing that. And I feel like you're seeing I feel like you're gonna see why soon. Alright, so let's get some energies out. So right now you could be doing your own thing and not really following the guidance right now of like your spirit team. You possibly could be going through some form of healing. So you might be like disassociating yourself from everything, and I feel like it is helping you. I don't really think it's like taking away or like making things worse for you. I just think it's probably the way that you handle and deal with whatever you're going through. Meaning, like, when to put your boundaries up in certain situations. Like, you're learning little things like that. Alright, let's see what comes out. Alright, what energy is here for the collective? Hayden. One more, please. And angry in reverse. So someone could possibly be hating on you because like you don't seem affected by something, or like you're choosing not to have anger or resentment about something. I feel like you kind of spoke your truth on something, and somebody's kind of in this position of like they're not grounded in themselves, so like they're so focused on what you're doing and like how you're doing what you're doing that they're losing focus of like their own shit, because they see that you're not angry or you're not upset about something. But I feel like it wasn't meant for you to be upset. So maybe like in the past you could have like always reacted or always been in like the reaction state of dealing with the situation. I'm getting this a situation with another person. Someone's like mad or upset because you were doing you, or like you got to a point where you really found your peace, or you made a decision to do something that was like better for you, but the other person's still angry because, well, the other person's still like hating because they're like they haven't been able to make a choice to make like a change to move on, and so now they're looking at you like, wow, like you're big and bad, you just changed. But I mean, honestly, you knew that you had to, right? So maybe you could have been dealing with a person that was keeping you stuck or keeping you in some type of like, because I was gonna say backwards motion. So somebody was making you like walk backwards instead of walk forward. Told too many lies. So it possibly could have been a person who had been telling you one thing but doing another thing, or doing one thing and then saying another thing. I mean, it means the same thing, but So somebody possibly could have been hiding something. So someone could have been hiding lies, or they could have been hiding their real intentions about something. So with the magic in reverse, somebody possibly could have been somebody possibly either could have been trying to do magic, or someone is now starting to realize that like they don't have what it takes to. Oh, okay, I got it. Somebody don't have the power to like manipulate you anymore. So the magic they was throwing, what the magic in reverse, they was throwing up these illusions like to try to make you see one thing, but like you was, so like let's say you was feeling one thing, but then you were seeing another thing. So it couldn't, so you couldn't like pair it up. So like yeah, intuitively you was kind of like feeling like nah, this person on bullshit, or this ain't right. But then like they're showing you something completely different. So like this whole time you was under an illusion, and if it was magic, it possibly was an illusion spell. A lot popped out. I don't know, take it. Girl, confused, 3D, exploring options. So yes, this definitely could have been a female that was confused about what she really wanted out of the 3D. So she possibly could have just attached herself to certain options to try to be like, well, like if this situation doesn't work out, or they attach themselves to some type of like not knowing what they wanted. With the root chakra, not grounded. So someone was not grounded in like what they wanted, so they possibly could have lied about some material things, or like when somebody finally got into a situation, they started to see how like, I don't know, with the 3D in reverse, I'm getting like materials in reverse. So maybe this is a person who was used to like material things, or like used to having things, and I feel like now somebody wants to explore the options, or somebody was like trying not to be focused on the money. I don't know. Let's see what else. I'm not peeking it. Almost whole deck fell. Alright. Give us some more clarity on why this person was having options on the side. Well, actually, we're not worried about them. Give us the energy of the collective. Empowered, fearful. So yeah, I feel like you had to go through a phase where you had to realize you got to speak up about you got to speak up for yourself in general. It's not necessarily just about something. Like you got to speak up for yourself in general when it comes to dealing with certain people, because you got to cleanse your throat chakra so that you can be able to express like if something really bothers you or fucks with you or you don't resonate. You gotta really get to that point where you be assertive enough to be like, I don't like that, I'm not fucking with that shit, like nah, I'm cool on it, And I feel like for some time like you would be empowered in one sense. So in one sense you would be like, I'm not gonna let them treat me like that, but then in the other sense you would be fearful of like if you said something, or like if you acted on one side, like how would it make the situation play out. And I feel like you just got to cleanse yourself of those fears, sacral, and intuition. So I think it's definitely a time right now for you to get more in touch with your heart chakra and with your divine feminine energy, so that you can be able to really, really get in tune with what it is that you're feeling. Because I feel like right now with the sacral in reverse, you're not really in tune with what you feel. You're not in tune with your divine feminine energy. So you're not really following your intuition. So like a lot of things are not flowing in for you right now because you're not connected in that way that you need to be. And I feel like it was this past situation that kind of put you in this energy of feeling like you didn't know what to do, or you didn't know where to go, or like it's giving me this energy of just like not having shit figured out, or like the energy of like shit's supposed to be figured out by now, but it's not. Alright, so let's jump to the tarot real quick. Angels, essence, and spirit guides to the highest white light. As you protect me as I channel these energies, I ask that you allow my energy and these cards to be blessed with high vibrational energy, so that we may be able to get out the energy of this reading. Archangel Michael and Raphael, I ask that you protect me as I go into these readings to help bring healing and confirmations to all that is watching. Alright, I'm gonna shuffle. Okay, I'm also hearing, don't just check something out, actually do research. Meaning don't just check something out. So don't just be like, how somebody take a quick glance. Okay, let's give me this thing, right? So like there's a long time ago, right? Like when I was in college or something. And it's weird, I looked this paper like 2 weeks ago. On the paper, you know, like they're supposed to check the room and like be like, oh, okay, if there's any damages or anything. I mean, it wasn't damages, but it was the fact that like they just did like a quick ass glance and they just signed it and was like, all right, you can go. Like, you know, you're just supposed to like check everything. But I'm getting with that, it's like that's how like sometimes y'all can be. Like y'all can just quick glance some shit but not really like look at the details of something, and I feel like sometimes that hinders you because you don't really actually access like everything that is being shown to you. So it's like you can get that intuitive nudge that something is wrong, but then you won't follow like your heart, or you won't follow what you feel. And what that'll really do is sometimes cause you to like doubt yourself, or you'll start doubting like parts of yourself that feel it. So like let's say you could be like, all right, so boom, let's say if you like, all right, boom, you feel like, all right, so let's say you're in a situation, right, 11-11. Let's say you're in a situation where you feel like, okay, today gonna be the day that I go get me, or today is the day I need to take care of this, right? But then the masculine energy be like, nah, I think I could, ego. Well, I can't say that your masculine energy, whoa, so much. I can't say that your masculine energy is ego, but if you're acting out of your masculine energy from your ego, then this will apply. So then it could be another sense where like your masculine energy could be like, nah, I think we'll be okay. And it's like, boom, that day the car breaks down. So because you didn't follow your intuition with going to get your shit checked out, you had an incident where the car breaks down. See what I'm saying? So it's like learning to trust that divine feminine, learning to trust that internal guidance, the intuition that it's giving you so that you can really make the best choices. All right, let's see. All right, what is going on in this situation with one person deciding to leave and another person deciding to focus on their healing? All right, so you have the King of Pentacles and the String. So you're definitely going off on your own right now and reestablishing like the self-control to be able to hold your finances and hold this forward. I feel like with you coming out as the King of Pentacles, I feel like you're really doing a lot of work right now to rebuild up your energy is what I'm hearing. But I was gonna say rebuild up your finances, like you're getting it out the mud. If you kind of see like the rocks down here, it's got like the rocks, ground, flowers, but I feel like you get it out the mud. So there could be something that you're rebuilding or you're watching grow, but I feel like you gotta have that internal strength to tame the side of you that wants to just like splurge or wants to just like fuck off money. Like you gotta really be decisive around this time, because if there's certain things that you want and you want to begin, you gotta be in that mindset to like really believe that like, okay, I gotta say this for this. Like you gotta be heavy on your goals, or you gotta set out a plan for yourself. Because if you're not setting out no plan for yourself, then how you expect to like when you get the shit, how you expect to know what to do with it? You see what I'm saying? Or how do you expect opportunities to come to you if you don't even got no plan of like what you're trying to do, you know? So you're just hoping that something happens, but you're not actually taking the action to be like, I want to create this, I want to create that. And then off of saying you want to create these things, you're putting the efforts like, how can I create these things? What do I have to do? So 6 of Wands. So you're realizing right now that you're not alone. Like you really do got people behind you that support you, that are really like right there with you. But I feel like you got to turn to them at times. Like you got to acknowledge that you do have people that are like right there and that's down for you, that's trying to like actually help and be there. 9 of Wands, because yeah, sometimes you could be defensive or like not trust because you've been so hurt in the past so many times, so you just feel like I don't want to like try to trust these people, or I don't like give a fuck about. So I'm getting like the energy of like you really got to go on hermit mode right now and really just discover like what works for you. So maybe in the past like you could have listened to a lot of people and their advice of like where you should go, but I feel like now you kind of like you on this road by yourself. Like you really like you finna start seeing it's gonna be just like this. It's not going to be any more of all these people in the background. It's going to be you. And I feel like you're realizing during this time period is like, I had so much to give. I had so much to do, but yet I didn't really do as much as I wanted to. So you're closing out a cycle. 2 major arcanas. So you're definitely going through This could be you going through like just some shadow work, or you could be doing like some purging away from things, like really getting honest with yourself and disconnecting. Like, let's say like you disconnected your phone, or like you disconnect away from people, and now you like having all these thoughts about like how shit been playing out, how the world, how your life been going. And I feel like you understanding that, like, damn, like this gotta change, or like I'm realizing that like me doing this, or me not having this, standing up for myself in this way, like you're really having a lot of realizations. And I feel like that's what's allowing you to close this old cycle for something in the past, so that your new can come in. It's giving me energy like 10-10, like something old has to go before the new can come in, or like new endings for new beginnings. Alright, yeah, because I feel like you really could have put yourself in like a mental entrapment. Like you really could have beat yourself down, like how the card looked like. You really could have beat yourself down so bad, like that you was like on your last stripe. But I feel like that's how God intended it to happen. Meaning like you had to go through the situation so bad till you got to your last stripe, and then you kind of seen. Because I feel like you realize like in this situation you really couldn't like celebrate, like you really couldn't enjoy the work and the stuff that you was putting into the situation, because it just seems like, I don't know, I'm getting this energy of like the situation was just so draining. Like you really didn't get a chance to this is so symbolic what I was about to say, because the card don't say this, but the way I read it, you are a badass being full of love, light, and possibilities. Through this deck, may you find your path to your best self. But on this other path that you was on with these people, it wasn't allowing you to find your best self. It was allowing you to find a part of yourself that you really didn't want. Queen of Swords. So now you're speaking up for yourself, and you're learning how to be more just assertive and cutthroat. Because like if you're finna be out here giving to people, or if you're finna be out here like being this stable person that's like willing to give so much, you got to know how to have that boundary to be like, nah, I don't accept that, or like if I'm giving this, I need to be giving this back. Like you're gonna start seeing that like certain situations you don't need because it's not beneficial to you, you know? Like, yeah, you can give to it all day, but if it's not giving you back that same energy, like meeting you, like, no. So you have the Two of Cups, the Seven of Swords, the Knight of Wands, and the Queen of Cups. So what I'm getting for this right now is there could have been a partnership that you was in that just had too many lies. Like it was just too much. It was just too much to keep up with. Like I feel like you wanted to give and be there to like help this other person out, so this person could be a Pisces, a Scorpio, or a Cancer, and then you could be a Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo, or you can have these placements in your chart. But I feel like you were the grounded one, and they were more so the one that was like always up in their emotions, always like, I don't know, I'm just getting this energy of like they try to act all like purity, holy good, or whatever, like, and that don't mean they could have been religious, but I just feel like it was something about them that they tried to just like portray. If you remember earlier when we was talking about the energy cards, right? I said somebody was trying to put up this illusion. So somebody was trying to make themselves look one way, but behind the scenes they were a whole different person. Knight of Wands and the Queen of Cups. Yeah, because this person could have been like, because what I'm getting is these that are two energies that they were in. So one of them would be like in this Queen of Cups energy. I felt guided to do this. So one of them would be in like the Queen of Cups in reverse energy, and then the other one they'll try to like rage off. Or this could have been you being in that Knight of Wands energy, not knowing really how to like deal with the situation or deal with somebody that was in reverse. And so like it really brought you on this path of like having to rediscover something for yourself. Like I feel like you now seeing it, you now getting clarity on it, and it's like I feel like it's becoming healing now. So it's kind of like needing the closure, but then getting to the point where it's like it's okay if we don't have the closure, like, and like realizing that like you gotta do what's best for you. Because I feel like you making that choice and that decision is pushing you to now trust like the process, or trust like what it was that God was trying to show you the whole time. Like even though you couldn't see it in the beginning, but now you starting to see it, it's like it's adding up. So it's not like you confused anymore. I feel like everything is about to start aligning for you. Like Like I'm telling you, like, yep. And I feel like you got to get to see yourself first before you can expect it to come back to you. And I feel like in the past, that's what it was. Like, you was always giving so much of it out, but you wasn't really focusing too much on yourself. And like, you start seeing, like, it literally drains you each and every time, each and every situation, each and every like time you try to put it in or go back. And once again, I cut the deck and this came out. So whatever this is definitely aligning because it's supposed to. It's happening like that because it's supposed to be. It's a part of your journey. And I feel like you're realizing it now because of all the stuff that you went through. So you're also understanding the whole like crown chakra energy too. Like realizing that everything's going to happen in divine timing. Regardless if you want to or not. Regardless if you feel like that should be the way. Because I feel like that's judgment. Meaning like it was going to... And if you keep realizing that's two majors in a row. So that's meaning that like, yeah, it was going to happen regardless. But the process of it had to happen because of maybe the way that you had to learn. And see, and what I'm going back to on that, what's the name card? You could have been a person that was really stubborn, so like Taurus energy. And you could have really been in this energy of feeling like you could do it all by yourself or like you could have it figured out. But I feel like you're realizing now that like sometimes I can't have it all figured out and that's why I got to ask for that help. And I feel like ever since you did that, when you took that step back to close out the cycle, when you decided to end it and make that decision to go in hermit mode and really look at yourself about what you was involving yourself with, how you was allowing these things to influence you, you start seeing like, okay, I could really change a lot of shit and be a whole different person. And I feel like now it's really, really, really allowing you to step into who you're supposed to be. All right, let me get two more. I'm gonna go to oracles. I'm also hearing change your perspective. So there possibly could have been things that in your perspective that you have been trying to look. So you could be looking at things in a certain way, thinking like that's the way to look at it. But I feel like the universe is saying change your perspective. Yeah, because right now you need to rest. You need to meditate on some things. You need to meditate on if something that's really worth it. Because I feel like you want to dip and you want to leave, but you're trying to see if something is worth it. Ace of Pentacles. Alright, so let's get into the oracles. Let's get into the oracles. All right, animals, let's come through and get these last messages. I definitely feel like some of y'all will resonate with this, and if you don't resonate with this, I feel like check it to just see if it resonates with anybody around you that you know. Because a lot of times, like, we think some of the reason we watch this for us, but think about all the stuff that you really know. Like, if you're a high priestess and stuff, majority of stuff that you be watching sometimes, sometimes it be for you, and then sometimes it be for other people too. But I feel like you hear the messages low-key to be like, to either share the video or to just some way be able to know how to help that person or like guide them, and not necessarily change the outcome of the reading, but to like, you know, help guide, you know. And essentially that's what it is when, you know, we're giving these messages, is to give you those confirmations so that you can be guided from the current energy or the current position that you're at. It's not always to just be like, oh, let's fuck around and, okay, well, we know in 2 months somebody's gonna hit the lottery, so let's scam them now. Like, no, it's no. And then when you're trying to do that, that gets karma. So even if you do decide to do that, or you decide to try to take that route, like, it's gonna come with karma. So either way, it's like you're fucked. So you might as well just leave the shit alone and let that person be. Yeah, 6 of Wands popped out again while I was putting the cards up. So definitely something with dealing with getting attention or getting some type of getting noticed or some type. All right, animals, what wisdom does the collective need to know? 2442 on the phone. So something could be mirroring, or you can realize something is mirrored. So maybe like maybe you can see on both sides of the situation, like you might play in or I'm getting that like on one part of it, you play a certain part of the energy, like you play a certain part in this, like meaning like on one side you could have experienced this energy early on, and then on the other side, like, or like in the beginning you could have been the player, and now you're really seeing like you got played, and it's giving you the energy like you met your match, like you met somebody that treated you the same way you used to treat people, or how you used to do, and I feel like now you just realizing like you don't want to be in situations like that no more. Like you want to actually choose better for yourself now. All right, animals, what wisdom? All right, so you got dog, friend, but it's in reverse. So I'm gonna read it from the book, the reversals. So dog. All right, so dog in reverse. Have you forgotten to be your own best friend and take care of yourself? Are others taking advantage of your generous nature? You can say no. You have been barking too much. You can play more. Don't let others abuse your loyalty. So yeah, definitely realizing like when you need to leave, like when you got to stop being that friend or that good person to that person, because a lot of times like they take that, like they see it as your weakness, like, oh yeah, they're gonna keep doing this for me, so I can keep treating them however. But I feel like you're realizing like you don't need that, or like you're really starting to see your worth to the point where it's like that ain't how I need to be treated, or that's not how I need to be handled or dealt with, and like you're realizing your worth. I feel like you going into that hurt mode really showed you a lot of shit. You being disconnected from certain people showed you what you deserved, or like you got like when you start showing yourself hella love, or like you start giving yourself more time, you start realizing like, nah, this is what I deserve, this is what I need to be doing. Always prepared, squirrel. So it says, you are the expert of hard work and play. Your cheerful and fun disposition is a blessing to everyone. Don't let life distractions take you off course. Make a plan for the future, and life will give you all you need. Yeah, don't let these past situations stop you from going forward. Like it's kind of like what I said earlier about how like you could go backwards. So possibly in the future you're gonna be in this position of like seeing other people like in these situations. So it's gonna make you want to kind of go back, or it's gonna distract you from your healing journey. So you possibly could make a decision where you're gonna be like, all right, well, let me go back to the situation just to see. And I feel like, but you're going to do it while you're during your healing journey, or you're going to do it like while you by yourself. Like, because I feel like you don't like being alone. And I feel like that's another thing that you got to like work on, is like learning how to be by yourself, learning how to know that it's not just you alone. It's you, source. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna always be you. Always got your spiritual team. And I feel like when the not connected to the spirit, when the not connected to the spirit team card came out, it's really making me understand now that like you possibly could have been in this energy where you was not relying on them as much, or you wasn't just connected. Like you might have thought you was tapped in, but you wasn't really like connecting with your guides, or you wasn't actually like talking to source like that. And I feel like that is what kind of like had you on the path alone by yourself, on yourself by yourself, or maybe you could start I don't know, so much stuff. Like I feel like your words get jumbled up. So I feel like you can have one train of thought to say 28 on the phone. So I feel like you can have one thought to like say something one way, but then like it always comes out a different way, or you can't really particularly say, or like whenever you get to not understanding something, you kind of feel like, I don't know, like every time I'm trying to say this, like I get like stumbled on my words. So it could be something that makes you nervous, or it could be something that is like hard for you to talk about. But I feel like the more and more you talk about it, the more strength you build with inside of yourself. Meaning like when you go into that next situation or whatever it is, when it's something serious and you got to speak up, you're not gonna sit there and be like, oh well, it's okay. Like nah, you gonna speak up for yourself, you know, because you're not realizing like what that looks like for yourself. Maybe in the past you didn't know what speaking up for yourself looked like, or you thought speaking up for yourself meant getting angry or violent, you know what I'm saying? But you're realizing like you can do it in a way where it's also like not bothering you. Like you could just speak up some shit, set the boundary, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? If they don't respect that boundary, hell, you just move on, or you don't continue to be in that situation. Because I feel like it's just a choice you got to make for yourself, and I feel like no one else can make it. Just how like the Six of Wands is there, like I said, it ain't nothing all the people can tell you. You the one in the horses where you going. They just follow and support you. So it's like boom. If you make a certain decision to go do something, right? And like let's say you do want somebody to be like, no, don't do that. Okay, then don't do what you're doing, because they're already gonna follow you, because they already be like, well, I'll let you do you. I don't know. Just give me this energy if you got to really realize like when and when not to like trust in what other people got to say. So butterfly rebirth. So you're definitely going through a rebirth right now of old energies. You can reinvent yourself. Open to the rewards of change. You have brilliance to share with the world. Love every part of your journey. And like, what did I say earlier about like everything that you're going through is a part of your journey? And I feel like you're realizing it. Like this reading is giving you hella confirmation to realize like 30-30 on the phone. This a lot of synchronicities, a lot of like confirmations that's like mirroring or things that are like showing up like point blank period showing up. And I feel like now you're really like allowing yourself to trust this change and know that like, you know, it took some time to get to this it took some time to get to this point to being this person, but anything is possible. Infinite possibilities, unicorn. So you are sovereign. My cards. You are sovereign. Oh my god, my cards. You are sovereign of the seen and the unseen world. The magic of love surrounds you. Beauty transforms you. Listen to the spirit of light. Abandon the darkness. So definitely getting out of that energy of the low energies. Like you leaving that shit behind. Because I feel like you're realizing now the low energies, it's really like vampire energies, like demonic energies. And I feel like you're really seeing it. Like you don't have to literally look at a person and say like, oh, they're a demon. Like, no, you feel people's energies. And that's what you got to start paying attention to. Like when you're around certain people, you got to realize like, you already got the light inside of you. You are that light. And so there's nothing external that you need to look for or add to try to create that for yourself. But when you try to like be around certain people and you try to listen to certain things they saying, it could really lower your vibration. It could turn off that light. And that's the thing you got to be aware of with like who you keeping yourself around, who you allowing to influence you, because you will take on their subconscious thoughts. You will take on their, you know, dirty, dark energies, and I really don't think you want that. I really don't. I'm really not getting energy that's what you want to experience, but it's like if you continue to do that, that's what you're going to experience, and then it's going to be a situation where like you're going to have to get shit off of you, or like you're going to have to really do so much work to kind of like finally get yourself in this position to be cleansed and clean. And I feel like, but you need to speak up for yourself and like set the boundaries. Now they're trying to set the boundaries when the fucking shit is too late. Because then you're going to realize, like, damn, this whole time I was supposed to be moving away from this person, or I was supposed to have been, like, taking my time to do me, but I've been, like, fucking around and, like, I don't even fucking know. And I feel like that's how it's going to be, because shit going to pass. I'm putting the cards up and it shuffle out again. Infinite possibilities. Listen to the spirit of light. Abandon the darkness. Go beyond the ordinary and become the legendary. So definitely becoming your own person. And there again, butterflies. So definitely transforming yourself in okay, sorry, I had to go open the door. But like I was saying, the butterflies popped out on the other card too. So definitely realizing that the transformation can look like any type of way. It's not gonna be just like one specific like thing you have to do. And I feel like that's why at the bottom it says go beyond the ordinary. So go beyond your ordinary way of like healing or your ordinary way of like dealing with something to really see that you taking on a new way can allow new things to come in. All right, so let's get some charms. Oh, we have A, O, T, E, D, L, K, O. So look, odd, tale, like a fictional tale, story tale, and that's 1111. I said odd. We also got kale, like the salad. We got dole, like fruit. Lad, load. Told. Alright, y'all. That's all I got. So I hope this has definitely helped y'all. Get y'all the flow. Put it on the flow. So yeah, definitely hope this helped y'all. Sorry we got a little interrupted during the video, but video must go on. But I'm definitely getting though from majority of this that you're at that point now of knowing like what you got to do, how you got to move from and out of this situation. And I feel like keep taking that chance, keep taking that like risk, and you're gonna get to where you want to be. So it's your boy Bz, Dream Visionist, and we out.